Today we're taking a look at the Segway-ninebot F2 Pro electric kick scooter. It has a 900 watt peak hub motor. So if you're in the market for name brand, budget friendly electric scooter, this just might be the one for you. If you guys don't know about Segway, they've been making personal vehicles since 1999, and they are one of the name brands in the space. So you know that they're gonna be around for a while, if nothing else. So if you need parts or anything else, these guys should have your back on that, and they should be around for a long time. Look at this, it even has turn signal indicators on the bars. How about that though? Product must be activated before riding to reach full speed. So you gotta scan that, gotta download the app. I'll do that right now. Then we'll get this thing fired up. Just got some kind of single shock right there in the front. You've got a disc brake on the front, and coming over to the back over here, it's a 900 watt peak electric hub motor in the rear. The deck is pretty thin, so the battery pack must just, you know, it's probably not like a huge capacity battery. We'll see how many miles we get on it in just a bit. Overall, looks good. I mean, it's got just the gray and the black color scheme, which I always appreciate. Really quick, let's talk about security on this thing. This thing is equipped, and apparently it's the first scooter equipped with Apple's Find My function. So you can actually track this via your phone. And in the app, it's got a lot of different features for locking it, setting passcodes, all kinds of stuff for actually operating this thing. So basically the possibility of this being stolen is fairly close to zero. So here I am in the Find My app, and this item is linked to your Apple ID. And then I connected it to Find My already, but I'm gonna blur the screen because I don't want my address everywhere online. But yeah, the scooter is currently tracking, so that's pretty cool. Cool. And then also in the Find My app, you can actually, that's really loud, play a sound so you can find it, I guess, or scare somebody. And it also does have lost mode, so you can enable lost mode. I don't know if I'm actually gonna do it, but it'll just secure the scooter if you turn it in, you know, on lost mode. One thing I have not seen before is turn signal indicators on the handlebars. Kind of different, kind of cool. I can't wait to see how those actually look. It is a folding scooter, so here you have the latch mechanism. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the Segway-ninebot F2 Pro electric kick scooter. Let's get this thing charged up, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. It was actually super easy to pair up with the app. Most e-scooters, if they even do pair up, are like so ridiculously hard to pair, but this one paired right up. All right, now that it's connected to the app, I guess let's just run through things because it unlocked some features. I went through and I adjusted, the top speed is limited to 20 miles per hour. That's probably all this thing can hit anyway. You can adjust the acceleration speed though for slower, but I put it on ultra. It's like the fastest you can get. I also, you can also turn on and off cruise control, and there's actually two different methods to do that. One of them is you can actually hold down a indicator direction, and then if you hold that down for 3 seconds, it turns on cruise control, so it's a more manual method. But I set it to the normal. If you hold the throttle down for 5 seconds, it automatically sets. You know, just in my opinion, that's just more convenient, and you don't have to think about it as much when you're riding around. I guess another thing worth mentioning is the scooter is waterproof, and it does actually have traction control. Apparently they say it's a very advanced traction control where, like, if you hit water or anything, it immediately adjusts to keep traction so you don't low side or high side the scooter. Thought I'd just mention that really quick. All right, so with the app paired, you can actually change different drive modes. It is set to eco if you don't pair the app, and you know, call me old fashioned, but I prefer not to have an app driven, you know, e-scooter, but that's just how I am. It's not a big deal though. I don't really care that much. One press turns on the headlight. 2 presses changes your drive mode. Looks like because I paired with the app, it set itself to miles per hour because I'm in the US. I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing on a ride, see if this thing's any good. Ooh, let's get this thing out on a first ride, boy. It's actually a lot more powerful than I thought it would be. Not that bad, not that bad. The acceleration being on ultra, it's actually decently twitchy. That's crazy.
I also, fun fact, did set in the app the regen to the most aggressive setting. So it definitely has some good engine braking, some regenerative braking on it. So that's always super nice to have that feature, because if you set it to the most aggressive, you rarely have to actually use your mechanical brake. The e-brake is super nice to have, and it regenerates the battery a little bit. So no complaints there. So far, first impressions is it's an e-scooter. It's just fun. These things are just fun. It's not uncomfortable by any means. It doesn't feel some vibration in the hands, but that's pretty much it. E-scooters are not like e-bikes, you know, in the sense that if they don't have suspension, you're standing up anyway, so your knees are taking the vibrations anyway, so it doesn't become uncomfortable as fast as an e-bike would if you're sitting down and all the bumps are literally going straight to your back. Really no complaints as far as comfort goes. It gets up to speed really quick. I feel like if you could unlimit it to go higher top speed than 20 miles per hour, I guarantee you could. I can feel it hard just cut out right when it gets up to speed. Whoa, I have the cruise control on. I was just saying the benefits of cruise. Hey, check this out, dude. This is an 80s Corvette right here. How about that, dude? I've been looking for one of these. Now that I pulled over and we're stopped, I might as well get us a top speed run. I'm sure it's 20 miles per hour, but just in the event that it is not, to speed so quickly. That's a nice car. That's a nice car. It gets up to speed so quickly that I'm just going to do this. It said 21 miles per hour on the display before it cut out. So I'm sure it would go faster than that if it wasn't limited. Yep, 20 miles per hour. How about that? There you guys have it. That's the top speed of the 9-bot F2. Actually, you know what? I saw a setting that you can go from a dead stop. Yeah, you can. How about that? You can turn it on as a kick scooter. Like you have to kick off and get a certain mile per hour before the engine kicks on. Or you could just turn it off, and so it's a normal throttle and go scooter. And I turned that setting to throttle only, and there you go. That's pretty sick. I haven't had an e-scooter yet that does that. No big complaints at all so far with this thing. I did give it a full charge, so we are on a full battery, and I'm gonna get it on a full range test next and see how many miles we get. Hopefully it's impressive. I always hope for the best. Oh, speaking of relevant information, I'm 6'3" and 210 pounds. It's a fun little thing to whip around on. It actually surprisingly gets up to speed fast. Like, it's twitchy for like a consumer scooter. That's really not bad, dude. This thing's a blast. Let's get this thing on a full range test and we'll go from there.
This thing's pretty quick. This thing's pretty quick. Brake test, I already know it's not gonna be like super crazy, but it's a consumer scooter. It's not bad. Like, it'll stop you just fine. It's not like you're gonna be like going so fast on this thing that you need to stop immediately. For the most part, you're just gonna be easing to a stop just with the regenerative braking. You don't even need the mechanical brakes most of the time. I know the distance there and back. So 17 to 18 miles or so is what I saw. Not too bad. When I brought you guys along on the first ride, I forgot that there was suspension on it. I looked down and just saw a solid fork, and I was like, oh, it's one of those scooters that just has, you know, solid suspension, but it actually does have a front shock. And while it doesn't reduce like tons of vibration, it definitely does a good job on the bigger bumps. I was flying over stuff, and I mean, you guys saw the footage. I was like hitting bumps and all kinds of stuff, and it feels really nice. It's a really quick and nimble scooter. Like, it's one of those scooters that's just fun to shoot around town on, you know? So 20 mile an hour top speed, 17 to 18 mile range. Really not bad. Really not bad for an electric scooter. And it is foldable as well. So there you guys have it. This is the 9-bot. It's actually decently light for getting decent specs and whatnot. Probably like 35 pounds maybe. Just like if you're commuting somewhere, you could just like take this in with you if you needed to, you know what I'm saying? It's very portable. You could easily throw this in the trunk of a car. Then obviously if you want to bring it back up, easy as that. Almost forgot to mention too, I never showed you guys the turn signals on this thing. It's actually really cool. And it's on both sides of the handlebars, and then there's the other side. The buttons feel nice on the controls and everything, and then you just click whichever side is on to turn it back off. Same with that side. And then here's the horn. I've never heard an electric horn like this, like the same pitch. So listen to this. It's just like an electric beep, but most electric horns are like lower pitch than that. So anyway, that is the Segway-ninebot F2 Pro electric scooter. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you found some information helpful if you're in the market for an electric scooter. So there's a link below, guys, if you want to check it out more, see some of the specs for yourself, see their website, see if it's worth buying. I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you for watching.